Also, been the monster. All right. Well, we are on. We are on. We're live in the Bone Zone with Big Sam Hurd. Special guest, Been the Monster.
What up?
Been the Monster. And I gotta say this. We also have Baby Blue Diamond in the house with well you asked podcast. She's on there. She's just gonna mainly be supporting and being on that. But if we have to scoot this back and get her on there, we'll definitely do that. But in the monster, thank you very much for agreeing to be on with me.
Appreciate it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, they should be able to hear
Okay,
you.
cool.
Yeah, I haven't upped my game up to all that
It's all
really
good.
really
It's all
professional stuff, but it's
good. No,
worth
it's
it.
just I've done different podcasts, but people,
Yeah,
I always want to make sure that they can hear me because
yeah, everything should be
the
okay.
South got something to say. Like Andre 2000.
Oh yeah. So in the monster. For people that do not know who you are, sir, do you mind just giving a brief little summary of how you got your name, how you got started, and whatnot, and we'll go from there, my good sir.
My name's Ben the Monster. Before that, it was Monster Millionaire because I had millionaire ideas in my mind, and the guys from BMF and them would call me that. I got Ben the Monster from prison because they didn't know how to say my last name, so they would call me Benny or Ben, and then I've been called Monster all my life, so I just put it together because I've been the Monster all my life. So I put it together, and it's been working for me since then.
Huh, that
Then,
works.
then I began the Double Cup Benny because uh,
So you're double cup Benny as well?
it's my logo.
It's like you're like maybe like an alter ego or
my
something.
alter ego. Yes.
Yeah, my alter ego is Billy on the board. He has a voice live in the Bone Zone. It is I, Billy on the board. Like stuff like that.
Yeah. So Double Cup Benny came along from Banging Screw, 94, 95, whenever it first started hitting CD, and
Yeah, I was
growing
watching.
up.
I was watching your episode on U3
Yes.
on that one. That was nice. That was a nice interview. I like that.
Yep.
And on like that, it's cool. But I like to do the in person because sometimes most of the time it feels you can feel that energy,
Oh yeah.
and it's really really fun. So we're gonna do that.
I'm always up to do any type of interview, promote. It's part of the grind. It's part of the hustle. That's what we do. Um, you always have to sometimes get in front of the camera and let people know who you are and what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Um,
Where are you from?
I'm from Seguin. I was born and raised
Seguin?
over there. I still stay there. I've been
Seguin.
Austin. I've been here in the Lincoln Court whenever I used to hustle.
Damn. Shout out to Lincoln Courts.
Yeah, Lincoln Courts, man.
Yeah, I lived in Lincoln Courts in the 80s.
Yeah, yeah. I used to
88.
hustle. I used to hustle down there. I used to always get I don't know if anybody remembers Officer Williams, man. He used to walk through there. He always used to hassle me for my dope and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then I went to Austin. I was hustling in Rumberg with a couple of my homies up there, and I would go back and forth doing illegal stuff, So, but I've been in Seguin most of my life, man. I've been doing rap since I was 14, 15. I linked up with a guy at Walmart. We used to do shows out in the country in Brussels with a karaoke mic and all that, and that's what we used to do. And then I started getting into trouble. And then I ended up going to prison, and there I ended up getting my business degree from Texas A&M. Started building, um, taking management classes and business classes, and learning the industry, studying the Birdman, Jay Z, Death Row, different companies like that, Master P. Learning off of what games that they were giving because they were giving the roadmap. All you had to do is perfect the map, just like Google Maps. They give it to you, and all you have to do is figure out how to get there, and that's how I learned all this business stuff and how I've been doing it.
Well, I was a little late over here in Radio World, but Radio World, yes, this is the season 2, episode 27. We got Been the Monster live in the Bone Zone with Big Sam Hurd. Yada yada yada. You just you didn't miss much, but that's what happens when you don't watch live on YouTube or Facebook. So you gotta go ahead and do that. You're slacking. So Been the Monster, you're not only an artist. What else do you do?
Manage, I financial consult the boxes that we have on our team. I assist my brother Marcel Mack on anything that he has going on. I have a record label. with artists on there, different certain genres that we have.
What's the name of the record label?
Dope Pusher Movement, man, with our boy Rich Life. We've been doing that for about 2 or 3 years. Before that, we had Full Deck. Full Deck was something that I had. We had 10 members in. We won Best New Artist of Texas in 2015. We hold the record in Austin for the most singles in the top 20 in Texas. We had 6 singles from one mixtape on the top 20 at one time. We hold the record for that, and
That's what's up.
that's what I usually do. I sit here, I hustle, I grind, I assist the people that are out here doing stuff. I assist anybody as much as possible because we all need to rise together. You know what I'm saying? So
You said you had a boxer?
yes,
Boxers?
I have 2 boxers. One is Rudy Santiago, and then we have Corey Cad with the snapback that'll be fighting this April 30th in El Paso, Texas.
Okay.
And he'll be doing his thing up
I
there.
seen you had something on the 16th. It's a funny.
Yes, no,
fundraiser.
The 16th is a barbecue that we're having for Snapback to get him up to El Paso so we can make sure that he's well taken care of and everything with that. So he doesn't really have to worry about anything, hotel costs.
You mind if I show that flyer real quick?
Yeah, go for it, man. Anybody's more than welcome to come out. We have tickets for sale now.
The mic is muted right now.
Okay.
I'll just let it sit for 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, anybody's welcome to come out. We're selling tickets now. Follow Team Snapback on Facebook. Follow Team Ruru. And we also selling tickets. If you don't get a ticket, you can come out. We'll have extra places for sale. We're going to have a raffle with boxing gloves signed by Snapback and Ruru to raffle off. We'll have Easter baskets for the kids to raffle off. And
Nice.
merchandise for Snapback and Ruru will also be on sale. Yeah, and their drinks, their gorilla drink.
Oh yeah, they do have the gorilla drinks. I'm almost out of gorilla drinks. I have a whole bunch of them, but on these lives, I've been doing an unofficial sponsor. All the time I do unofficial sponsor until we actually get sponsors. And so we're trying to holler at HEB.
Yeah,
They had all the gorilla
yeah. At the end today, they had all the gorilla drinks, and pretty much everyone sold out.
Yeah, I was here doing the DJ battle. They had all the
Yeah, man, shout out to Gorilla Drinks. I always say, this is my unofficial slogan for them. I say, fuck what you think, I'm sipping Gorilla Drink.
Oh, I like
So
that.
I always
You
try to
gotta
come
make
up with
that a
some
tagline.
kind
You
of
gotta
something
make that
for
into
whatever
like
I'm helping, because as a new podcaster and stuff, and having you and seeing you, it's crazy, like the whole us as podcasters and of course interviewing artists and stuff like that. It's not like we want to like incriminate anybody. They're like, oh yeah, you should like or anything like that. It's just most people just listen to the music and they don't really know like this person's story.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to do this. And then recently when I don't have a guest, I've been talking about like real life issues like dealing with depression, dealing with bullying. I had seen that on King Khalid's post that he had a young lady, a friend of his kid was getting bullied by somebody. So he went to that school and talked about bullying, and it inspired me to do an episode about bullying. And a few people chimed in on that and showed me that you know what, you need to talk about stuff like that. So growing up, what were some struggles that you had to face? Either it was like the way you dress, the way you talk, the way you look. Were you ever profiled as a person, not necessarily as like an artist, but just a person in general?
Growing up, it was a little bit different because like I had to learn Spanish, I had to learn English, I had to sit here and single mom household and all that. Just like I got off the porch when I was 11, 12. I started running the streets, seeing exactly what it was about. First time that ever I came up was off of washing the car. Me and my boy Bert, RFC Bert, man, and we used to we washed the car. The dude gave us a brick and said, "Here, do your thing," and that's how we learned. Went to the store, bought a box of Swisher Sweets back then when they had the big Swishers. Just rolled them up and sold them for $5. Yeah, the Phillies and all that. That's how we started, man. And then, when I was young, I got bullied one time, but it didn't happen again. I kind of went to the corner store, stole a knife, and ended up getting caught with it at school.
Yeah.
And, I don't. I stood up for myself.
Yeah, I think once you stand up to a bully, other
Yeah.
bullies they notice it and they don't they kind of reconsider
Yeah.
who they bully. But just being a bully in general, I said this: if you're a bully, you're a punk ass bitch. Yes.
Yeah.
That's just the way I feel about bullies.
See, a lot of
That's
people
good,
don't.
though.
A lot of people
Yeah.
don't understand, man, that when you sit here and you do that bully stuff, man, you don't understand what somebody's going through, man. A lot of that stuff happens, and then there's consequences from the bullying because, like, we've seen shootings, we've seen people that sit here and don't tolerate it. You know what I mean? And then, like, some people, you don't know what their struggle is when they wake up every morning.
Yeah.
You honestly don't. And you might be the last straw that breaks the camel's back, and you never know exactly what's going to happen. I try to sit here and always approach everybody with positivity. I was a youngster when I went to prison, and I was a hard head. I was fighting the guards, getting in trouble, doing all of that. Man.
That's your.
But I was just young man, clicked up, doing what I was doing. But whenever I came home, I took the IL off of the legal and left the legal hustle, and that's what I've been doing since I came home in 2014. It's all about the legal hustle. People know, man, that I don't really uh, mess around in the streets. They can respect that. I'm usually, if it doesn't involve money and it doesn't involve building a brand or building anybody that works for me, I'm not trying to deal with it. See, I'll be home by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. It's the streets show no love. They say that the reason they made sidewalks is people can't handle the streets. I said, nah, the reason they made sidewalks is for the people that learn from the streets to get on the sidewalk.
Yeah. Nice.
That's the thing. So, that's how it is, man. I've sat here and I've talked to big people, I've talked to little people, I've talked to ladies, I've talked to guys, I've talked to many people in my life that people will be surprised that because I'm an ex-felon and everything that I've done in my life, man, that I'm sitting here and I'm building this brand and I'm building positivity and I'm sitting here slowly working. And if it ain't about money, I don't want to hear it.
It's about being positive and about also giving back to the community. That's a big thing. The community. Would you say that like the community they help support you where you're from, like you're Seguin, they show you love?
Seguin shows me love. A lot of artists there. We all deal with each other. We're all on great terms with each other. There's no beef between anybody that I know of. We all communicate with each other. We just had a show after party for Snap, his last fight, and all the artists that we had on our came out, showed love. Man, we had performances and stuff like that.
Nice.
So a lot of the artists, we sit together, we support each other's hustle, and we always try to work on each other. Right now, we have a lot of issues in Seguin that's going on with a lot of violence and gang violence. That I don't want to speak too much on because it's not somewhere where I'm at. But we sit here and we support each other. We check on each other. We talk to each other. We're constantly always like we see each other. We always show each other mutual respect because at the end of the day, it's us we're trying to put on for our city, and by that we have to lead by example. Lead by example and do everything that we can.
Exactly. Man, it's important that we, as with the platform that we have, to let the community know that we care, that we're aware. But it's hard for some people to acknowledge that, and they refuse to ask for help. I always tell people, man, if you're going through something, ask for help. That's the biggest thing, and that's the best step. People are always going to be there for you. You ever had a situation where you had a friend or something that was going through something, and they didn't ask for help, but you being you went. It's not necessarily going your way because us as humans, we have to sometimes do that. There is a situation that you have to do that to a friend or maybe even a family member.
Yeah. I always make sure that the people that are real close to me, that I always check on them. I'll make sure. And if they haven't been told good morning, I'll text them. Baby Blue can tell you I'll text her good morning every once in a while. And I always check on people, ask them how their day is because sometimes they need an outlet to speak and then they don't have it. And you might be that one person that gives them that outlet.
Yeah.
That's something that I learned a long time ago, man. You keep stuff bottled up whenever it comes. Sometimes it's going to eventually blow up. And who knows who it's going to be on or what you're around. So, sometimes you need someone to speak with, or need somebody to check on you. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Sometimes we want to be checked on. And
just like, hey, man, what's up? How's it going? Hey, I love you.
Yeah.
Sometimes just that. My mom, she messages me every day, and she's like, I love you, son. And she's like in the next room.
Yeah.
But, like, it's all right. Just a little emojis with the hearts, like,
Yeah.
you know, and it's fun. So this song is called "Get the Racks." That's what featuring Lifestyle. When you created that song, what was the whole idea behind that?
Um, so whenever I created the song with Rich, uh, we were sitting at a spot where I needed a new single to come out because I hadn't had one since my last mixtape that you can find on that pit that already pushed over 2,000 units, and I needed something to release on my distribution with GT Distribution and Empire. So we chose this song, and it was something that we sat here and we're working to. We're getting to the rack.
Yeah.
Everybody's working towards the goal. That's the goal. And what we do with the racks is what we choose to do with it. But that's the goal. Money makes the world go round. Conversation rule the nation. This is the things that we need to do, man.
Definitely. Thank you very much for coming through live in the BoneZone. Big Sam heard. Like, you're like, why do you have such a long name? I'm like, well, because people, first of all, may not know who I am, so I gotta let them know who I am, and I gotta let them know where we're at.
Yeah.
You know, this is just where I do these. I pay homage in Bone of Harmony. That they're my inspirations. They changed my life, not just because of music, just a lot of things that they went through as a family. And families, we always go through struggles and we fight. What are some inspirations for you, like artists or just people in general? I know you mentioned some earlier.
Yeah, I'm a screwhead, so I bang a lot of Texas music. I listen to other places here, New York, um, California, Florida, Atlanta, you know, but I listen to a lot of people in Texas because I can relate to exactly what they have to deal with. Pip C is somebody that I listen to constantly because all we make is country rap tunes. You know, Fat Pat. My brother just did a song about Fat Pat, dedicated to Fat Pat. You know, a lot of things that we do here in Texas, I can relate to more than a lot of other things.
Yeah, nice. I like to talk about food.
Sure.
Yeah. Do you have a specific dish? Do you like first a dish that you like to be served, and if you do cook a dish you like to prepare yourself?
Hmm. Okay, so it depends. Is it breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Just in general, like, oh, let's break it down. Yeah.
You know, fishes and gravy.
Uh,
Oh man, chicken fried steak. Chicken fried steak I could eat majority of the time.
yeah.
I'm Mexican. I eat Mexican food, but like where I work at, we eat Mexican food 6 days out of the week. So
Man.
I don't really pretty much focus on
Yeah.
Mexican food. I'll go to a Mexican food restaurant when I'm at work and I'll order a hamburger because I'm tired of eating Mexican.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, sometimes we have some good hamburgers though.
Yeah. Crawfish. I mean seafood.
Whatever. You're not allergic to anything. No.
No, I'm allergic to haters and needles. That's it.
Hell yeah. That. So no. But what about you said needles? What about tattoos? You're still afraid?
Oh yeah, I'm against tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got my tattoos in prison, you know.
But now nothing new.
No, nothing new. It's been a while.
Okay.
Since 2019. So
Oh, okay. They just gonna say
everything,
2000.
all my tattoos pay homage to who I used to run with in
Yeah.
prison.
They all show.
You know, so they all represent.
They all mean something in there.
Yeah.
Because it's Friday 13. You're gonna get
Oh
tattooed
yeah,
or whatever. Where can people find you on social media?
Then the monster on everything. On Spring, you can find me at Soul Pusher Movement. I do have my line of clothing, Double Cup Benny.
Benny.
Yep, that's everywhere. I have two models that I'm working with. One Alyssa from California, and then one Sage XO from Canada. And they're a lot. You'll find them a lot on my products because the way that I have it organized, their photos end up on my shirts, so you'll see a lot of that.
I think I've seen some of those, the black ones, right?
Yep.
Then you have okay, I've seen that.
Yep. I have one Sage XO. She's a trainer out in Canada. She does Pilates and all that. She does a lot of crazy training. And then Alyssa's a model from California. She's been doing acting and stuff like that. You know, shouts out to them, man. And they're definitely somebody that I've been working with.
What are some things that I know we had a conversation first time I met you about a bunch of things that you've done in the past. You You say you had a radio station, your clothing line, and stuff like that. What are some things that you haven't achieved that you plan on achieving? Let's say in the next 5 years.
Well, this past year was my first year having to pay taxes, so that means I moved up in the tax bracket. That's a good thing. Um, I really want to build a spot where podcasters, radio stations, and everybody can have access to do photo shoots, to have their podcast there, to have their radio show there.
Like the studio and everything.
Yeah, and they're able to print their own shirts at a reasonable cost.
That'd be nice.
You know, everything that allows everybody that wants to succeed in this game.
Yeah,
it's all in one shop.
I had my dad owns a museum. He's architect. We have a whole house of memorabilia, and I always wanted to open a restaurant, but not even call it blah 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 restaurant, just the museum. And I want it to be like a venue as well for artists. And if there's nobody on the stage,
Yeah.
and you happen to be an artist and you want to perform, just perform.
Yeah.
You know, and do it like, oh, local artists, you don't ever pay. But if you're from outside, then yeah, you might have
Yeah.
to, because it's just one of those things. Like you always have to show love to your local artists first, and then expand to a bunch of other people.
Well, you get your local too.
Yeah, like stuff like that. You know, like there's a bunch of incentives and have like in a live venue and still at the same time have a bunch of memorabilia, kind of like a Hard Rock Cafe and a bunch of other stuff. But that's the long road. That's my 5-year plan.
I know at the West Side spot, man.
Yeah.
They have a stage outside of the shop.
Yeah.
And they're about to have a show next month. A big old thing, man.
They have a bunch of shows on Sundays, right?
Yeah,
they do. I mean,
yeah.
main thing.
They're gonna have a big show next month. I know that. They were in the talks of doing.
Yeah, I just went there one time and they were closed because I was there at the Lolo car show. They were having a paid benefit sale, so I stopped by there and I paid my respects to. They had a friend that passed away, so they were raising money.
Yeah.
And man, those barbecue plates are so good.
Yeah, I was looking for you at the Lolo to get you in the back with.
Yeah, it's okay that we did get a hold of an AC Killer.
Yeah.
And he came here in the BoneZone, and so that's my whole goal as well. So the BoneZone, I want to have affiliates and Bone Thugs and Harmony one day in here. So it takes time, but it takes patience.
Well, what's name's always down here? Bone.
Yeah, Busy Bone. Yeah. So we're gonna get him, possibly a son. One of his sons, Little Busy, agreed to doing a video or one, but I don't know. We're gonna have to Little Busy.
I'm always playing this song. Business in the house.
Yeah, Business.
That's my song.
Yeah, and then Kane, which is an artist, he also like it takes time, and then actually getting them to the time to do a video, it does take time. Although it seems easy, like all this whole setup, it may sometimes seem easy, but you're like, damn, especially with what you work with, and like I'm my own producer, I do everything. It's not like it's crazy. Like you on Baby Blue Diamond Back. Can I say this real quick? I know. I'm gonna. Live in the BoneZone, it is I, Billy on the board with Baby Blue Diamond. I like that. Just the audio. It's like one of those related things. It's like my shtick. I also have a guy named Sir Smooth. He's like a preaching pimp, and he's a cool cat too. Yeah, him and a double cup Benny would probably be,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's his type of attitude and swag and stuff like that. A bunch of things that we do in life. We of course always you do one thing, you something else. There's always like, have you ever been in a situation where you felt that you weren't going to get out of, and then something happened? Mainly you kept your faith. Are you a believer, and you're not without getting religious and stuff like that? I always try not to get religious because we all have our own beliefs. But do you have any type of belief, or do you have any encouraging words for people that are struggling with any type of something?
There's a lot of things that I sit here whenever I feel down and all that. A lot of times I sit here and I tell them, hey, well, I tell myself, and I speak to myself a lot. Whenever something doesn't go right, I always say, man, this is not going to break me. I made me. This is not going to break me. And a lot of things I sat here and like, I know that people sit here and have like different thoughts in their head. I always tell myself, if something's gonna happen to you, it's not gonna be by your accord. Somebody's gonna have to take you out. You're not gonna take yourself out. You're gonna sit here and you're gonna live this life and you're gonna do exactly what you need to do. You're not gonna sit here and worry about anybody else. You focus on your grind. That's the main thing. I've left pretty much all the street stuff to the people that want to be in the street.
Yeah, let them do that.
I mean, sure, test me. You already know I'm not going to back down because I got to protect myself, protect the ones that are with me,
family.
and everything.
Yeah, that's
but
crazy.
That's the thing. Like, man, it's a lot of different ways you can focus on other things. I read a lot. I read books all the time. Something that I always sit here and enjoy doing. I have books inside in my house right now that I sit here and I read. I've read 48 Laws of Power many times. I've read different books. 48 Laws of Pimpology by Pimp and Ken.
Huh.
It's the 48 Laws of Power, but modern day. So it just pretty much tells you stuff that happens modern day instead of telling you about Machiavelli and Caesar and Pharaoh and all that. It's telling you about modern day out here in the streets. So 50 Cent just broke it down in a different vision, just like how 50 Cent did, but 50 Cent came first before the 50th law came. So yeah, so it's something good. It's a very small book, man, but every chapter it tells you what you can use.
What's in that book.
Yeah,
words
yeah.
are in that
A lot of people say, "Oh man, that's a pimp book." Nah, it's not Iceberg Slim or nothing like that. It's just sitting here giving you game. Pimp and Ken wrote in 4 different books. Man, he got a Mastermind of the Chess Player, and he got a lot of books out there, man, that I've read.
Yeah.
That's something different. So just the soldier, I read Midnight constantly over because Midnight gives me so much knowledge of how to treat the person I want to be with, how to treat your family, how to protect your family, different things like that.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because it's a non-fictional book. I mean, it's a fictional book, and but she puts so much knowledge into this young man for men from any age can sit here and relate to and learn from. And I've read it numerous times. It's one of my favorite books.
Speaking of books, Harry Potter or Lords of the Rings?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Harry Potter. Yeah, Hufflepuff. Hufflepuff, baby.
I'm waiting for the new one. The new one that's about to come out. The Secrets of Dumbledore.
Yeah, I've seen that one. That's gonna be
Yeah, but no, Harry Potter, Marvel, stuff like that. This is stuff that occupies my mind.
Yeah, I seen that you had a post where you're talking about Rikishi. Or you got a hold of Rikishi, or maybe somebody who. Oh no, I think that was John Chandler.
Yes, probably John.
That probably was John Chandler. Man, shout out to John Chandler. I think that's what it was. I know it was a promoter.
Yeah. There's a local guy. He actually does reggaeton.
Yeah.
His name is Draco. He's actually becoming a professional wrestler. He was before.
Oh, wow.
He was in the tag team.
I love wrestling.
And now he's becoming his tag team partner passed away, and now he's becoming a singles, and he's in training. And I'm waiting for him to come out to do his premiere, man. And I'm definitely gonna sit here and go check him out. He used to actually work for me at Spectrum. I used to be a supervisor and his trainer, and I know him. So
San Antonio has a big wrestling community.
Oh yeah,
big wrestling community.
Yeah, I just went to AEW when it came a couple of weeks back.
Yeah,
my brother, he's never been to wrestling. I've been to the ones there at Hemisphere Arena when I was like 11, 12, when I was young, and he never been. And like, man, let's go. AEW's coming. Let's go.
Yeah, on Mondays I do my mark out Mondays, and I use wrestling terms and stuff like that whenever I'm on the lives. But speaking of wrestling, AEW, WWE.
I'm a Bullet Club for life.
So IWGP.
Yeah, so ever since they made AEW,
they just signed a deal with AEW. Yeah. So that's
they're about to be on the channel, and hopefully that works to our advantage.
Benefit a bunch of. That's crazy. When you start working together with other brands and stuff, that's how you become a little more successful.
Yeah, well, I have a friend, Tony Snow, man, DJ Tony Snow. Shout out to him. He's out in Dallas, and he works personally with Teddy Long's company.
Oh yeah, Teddy Long does. Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
He got Flip and Teddy Long are working together. They're Flip and
what?
And all that, because I don't know if you knew that we were sponsored by Clover G's.
Yeah, Clover G's. Yeah.
So like we all pretty much.
That's really cool.
I met all of them through DJ Big Red, OG Social House DJ.
Cross promotions are always good.
Yeah. And Tony Snow, man, he's a good person, man. And he deals a lot with depression and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He speaks on it a lot, man. But he's somebody that I met through Facebook, Then we ended up being affiliated with Clover G's and all that. And he works with Teddy Long, and then he actually used to be the official DJ, I think, for Ring of Honor or one of them. And then now he's working with GCW now, I believe. Yeah, but he's a good person, man. He knows Flip Gordon. He knows independent, independent,
that's what I like him.
independent wrestlers, man. He's good people.
Yeah,
man.
really. You travel when you're not working, when you're not on your grind. What's a place that you really liked, and a spot that you haven't been, let's say anywhere in the world that you one day just want to go and just relax. You don't have to take anybody, or if you can, who will
I
you
haven't
take?
been to Houston in a minute. Last time I went up there with my boy Lewis Rich and DJ Frank White, OG Big Red. We had some time with Michael Watts in the strip club and all this crazy thing. I haven't been over there in a minute, and I wouldn't mind going over there. I haven't been to Dallas in a minute, there's people in Dallas and Corpus, different places. I will be going to El Paso at the end of the month to go with Snap to a site
On the 30th.
on the 30th, and Florida. I remember going towards Florida to Alabama and all that, man, and I was networking, and then COVID hit, so I had to come back.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I really couldn't do anything out there. Atlanta, New York. New York's the place I want to go. I definitely want to go check out a lot of Nipsey Hussle stuff, man, because that's a lot of things that I enjoy listening to Nipsey. I was listening to him all morning today.
Yeah.
Before I put tested music on,
Like how he had his own store. You plan on opening your own physical store or just online?
No, I don't plan on opening my own physical store because I want to actually get a building. Like I had said,
you can just sell your merch like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and
like a Hard Rock, how they had their little gift shop.
Yeah, and if it comes to making food,
Tonight was the night parade. You ever participate in Fiesta?
I haven't participated in Fiesta since 2000. That's how long it's been since I went. I haven't ate chicken on the stick in forever.
Damn.
It's been a minute.
You would text me. I would have made some chicken on the stick. I should have made them.
She said they said it where? Oh, that's how.
Chicken on the stick.
Yeah.
My podcast is kind of like that. It makes me move fun. That's just
I think 2000 is the last time I went. I didn't really. So I went to South by Southwest. We had a show up there with Full Deck and all that. And I always get the opportunities. I always get told the opportunities of radio plays and all that. But like I've been so having to focus on boxing.
Yeah.
Because when I got into boxing, I didn't know anything about it. Yeah, and I had to learn. And then I've done some things wrong, but I've learned from them, and it's gotten me to the spot where now we didn't have just one boxer. Now we have two.
Yeah.
And
they both have their own gorilla drinks.
Yes, they both have their own gorilla drinks. They both have their own merchandise. They're different weight classes, so they'll never fight each other. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
They do train in different gyms.
Imagine that though, like if they were in the same weight class. Yeah. Imagine that you would walk one down the aisle and run to the back and then watch the other one.
Well, see, the way that our company is set up is we personalize with each boxer as we do with artists. So you work personally with one person, and that's your person that you're going to work with direct. So that's the good thing. Okay. So it's more hands-on, so you won't feel like, man, my promoter or my manager or this person hasn't been paying attention to me. He's been avoiding me, or he doesn't have time for me. Okay. So that's something that we thrive on, is that we're able to sit here and work together and do things together as a more personal note. Like I work with Snap a lot and with Guru a lot. My brother works with Guru a lot and works with Snap a lot. So we pretty much sit here and focus on one person, and we each help each other a lot.
Yeah, takes time to help. That's nice.
Yeah.
But what are a few things that you man, I totally blank. Usually I smoke and I get my mind right and stuff like that, but I'm trying to not smoke anything.
Yeah,
so it's all right. But besides the music and everything that you do, like with your free time, you still constantly still working?
On my free time, I am working. I haven't gotten to the full racks yet, so I have to sit here and still work a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
You know, I do still have bills. I do have things I have to pay. But my mind is constantly working. I see something and I sit here and I figure stuff out. And that's the thing. Like they say, a lot of millionaires don't sleep; they take naps.
Yeah, take naps like
Yeah, and
2 hours or an hour.
and then Google has like places where you can go and sleep at the job site, you know, on your break and stuff like that. They have pods where you can go and lay down. Yeah, well, see, where I used to work at Spectrum, they used to have a quiet room, so you could go in there and lay on a sleeping bag and pass out, you know, or rest or think to yourself.
That's pretty crazy.
You know, so a lot of businesses do that. So it's to help refresh your mind.
It's how you manage your time as well, right?
Yeah, and that's something that's very good. So my mind's constantly always working on stuff. A lot of things have failed. You know, not every plan is precise, but I sit here and I focus on building all the time. I mean, there's a million ways to die, and being broke is not one.
Yeah, it's not necessarily that you lose. It's more of a lesson, right? You gotta, it's a lesson learned. Okay, let's not invest our money into this. Let's not like a long time ago. I was like, oh, you know what? I'll invest my money in like bunch of like rinky dink makeup and stuff for women because my girlfriend at that time, she was all about makeup and this and that. So like, let's see how that works. And phone cases, and that didn't work out working doing that. And then I picked up this whole live podcast thing when during COVID because you know we were on lockdown, we couldn't go anywhere. So my mom was sad. I was sad. I would get on these lives and she'd watch. And then people were like, "Oh, talk about this, talk about that," and then they're like, "Oh man, you gotta have people in there." I'm like, "Well, it wasn't my intention, but okay." You know, so it's only been since January since I've had people. Blackout, Brandon Blackout was the first guy to come in here.
Oh yeah, no, Blackout.
I went to Sam with him. Last of the turkeys, first of the hurricane. So when you see those guys and still around now, it's really it's really nice to see that. What are some artists that you listen to locally, or some artists that you know that are gonna, you know, man, they're there.
Well, see, Seguin and San Antonio have two different local scenes.
Yeah.
Our scene's a little bit different than what it is for San Antonio. I listen to people in San Antonio like Little Yoda. I listen to Blackout, The Army, Too Crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
I like High Strung.
High Strung.
He's a nice guy, man.
Yeah, I listen to High Strung a lot. KG, you know, there's many people I listen to here. You know, I listen to.
I started listening to some Bubba Bandman.
Oh yeah.
I like some of his songs.
A while ago.
Yeah.
And you know, and then like in Seguin, like we have different. Like I said, we're two different places. And we got
totally different.
We got Cedar, the Fat Mac. He's from Lockhart, but man, he's always in Seguin. He always shows love, man.
Yeah.
And he's hitting right now. He got a couple shows coming up with Bun B, Rick Ross, you know, and all that. He was just at a show with Freddie Bang.
Oh, I like Fredo Bang. Yeah.
You know, we got 39 Quint. Yeah, 39 Quint. Man, that's he's somebody that's dropping a lot. Snap got music coming out. T Woods, I'm waiting for his new album to come out. And there's XL, one of my artists that I have, Texas Connected XL, man. He just dropped a mixtape earlier last year. And it's been selling good, man. And there's so many people.
What's an artist worldwide that you would want to work with, like worldwide, big name, besides people that you already worked with, like a huge like a Drake or Kanye West, Lil Wayne type artist? What's one person that you would really like to work with, if possible, like ever possible, and you had the opportunity, not like went out and searched for it, like, oh, I'm gonna have a track of this, or it just happened out of the blue. What's one person that you would really like?
Joyner Lucas is somebody I listen to a lot.
Oh.
He's somebody that I've listened to a lot of his stuff for a while. I listen to more, like I was telling her, I listen to a lot of more reggaeton now.
Yeah.
I don't really listen to too much rap. I listen to country because I'm a little bit tired of listening to a lot of rap already because I've been listening to it all my life.
Yeah.
I've had to work around it. I have certain playlists on how I manage my day.
Yeah.
You know, like when I'm
Certain
at work.
music,
Yeah,
certain
when I'm
music
at
that-
work, I have the headphones on. I have like a phone going. It's just flowing. Whenever I'm in the car, I have local. I have a local playlist with everybody from Seguin on it or Seguin area. You know, and then I have my trail music that has Pimp C, Bum B, all the classics, Little Kiki, Zero, all them. You know, I have all the classics on there. I have screw tapes that I listen to that I will never get old to me. Never get old to me. The boys that put me on the screw, man. Both there was three of them. Two of them already passed. One of them still left. He just had his birthday the other day. You know, and them three guys put me on DJ Screw on the Screw movement.
Nice.
You know, we used to skip school and go pick up tapes, go to Austin, San Marcos, Sundance, and get tapes, watch the DVDs, go to the shows. You know,
Support,
all of
local
that. Yeah.
support.
So that's what we would do. We would listen to a lot of that. So, like I said, a lot of people don't understand, man. I'm tired of listening to a lot of rap sometimes. So I
Yeah.
listen to everything.
You talking about screw music? You ever listen to chopped and screwed country?
I listen to Chop and Screw Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
DJ Michael Watts dropped a Corn album
Oh,
with Corn. Chopped and Screwed. Whenever Chopped and Screwed was getting chopped by everybody.
yeah.
Whenever Wayne was coming out with them,
Yeah.
Young Jock, Jeezy, all them.
Everybody.
Corn got a Chopped and Screwed album by Michael Watts, and I listened to what's the name of that song? There's one song in particular I always listen to. I can't remember the name of the song.
Corn song?
Yeah, but it sounds so good, Chopped and
That's
Screwed.
crazy. Right? Yeah, I love country music. Is already like it hits you already,
Yeah.
and then with the chopped and screwed, I'm like, oh man, it's just weird. I listen, that's what gets me like.
I actually I was supposed to drop a Chopped and Screwed album by DJ Blue Diamond. She's chopping and slowing it down.
Oh yeah.
But I haven't been able to get her all the tracks. It's called Back to Anderson Street. It's in remembrance of my boys, Bert and Gil. And I have a couple of tracks that I've already recorded. But like I told you, I've had the boxing stuff. It's an all freestyle
Yeah.
pretty much, and it's an all sloppy. It's gonna be slowed and
Sloppy.
chopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Sloppy
DJ Baby
chop,
Blue
yeah.
Diamond, like she's the one that's gonna actually do it. Because I've been so busy, I haven't been able to get her the tracks.
Man,
I, you know,
it takes time, right? We all gotta
Oh,
be
yeah,
patient.
yeah.
We all gotta be patient.
yeah.
What are some things in school that you wish you would have done that you didn't do?
Graduate.
Yeah.
Continue with
That's a
my
good one.
baseball career.
That's a good one.
That was something that was very big. Whenever I went to high school and baseball was there, I ended up doing more street stuff than following with baseball. You know, and that's something that I regret. You know,
Yeah.
playing with the people that I played around, Cliff Kingsbury, Lance Berkman, you know, Boomer Jones, different people from the area, man, and they're pretty big. You know, and Cliff Kingsbury right now, he's the coach of Arizona Cardinals, and then Lance Berkman won the World Series with the Astros. You know, and all that. You know, that's something that I regret. I should have done. But you know, a lot of things are different. You know, things play out for a reason. Who knows what could have happened?
Yeah.
If I would have went that route. You know,
Sometimes you gotta lose to win.
yeah. But I'm here, you know, and I'm focused. I'm doing a lot of things. I sound like I'm about to get ready to go to a boxing match and stuff. I'm here. I'm focused. I've been training.
Yeah.
You know, I ate my vegetables.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do for
You know?
yourself, right?
Yeah.
A lot of things that we do in life, we always think back and reflect. We're like, man, you know what? Maybe if you would have gone that route, who knows what would happen? You know, like something. Let's say you could have been on the field running, and then you pull a muscle, and then
Yeah.
bam, your career is over with that. And then it's like, damn, what do I do now? So you know, sometimes it's all on faith. You know, like you gotta just have faith that things are gonna happen. You gotta have faith that things are gonna be at that level for you, because
Oh, yeah.
you know you're not going to be thrown something that you're not going to be able to withstand or handle yourself. Most
Yeah.
definitely. There's a bunch of people that deal with a bunch of stuff, and they do get to that point where they
Yeah.
don't know what to do. You know, there's a bunch of artists and actors and stuff like that lost their lives purposely because they weren't happy. You know, like money doesn't always bring happiness. It might bring you success and a nice car, and you
Yeah.
might not need to worry about stuff. But sometimes, it's that little thing in life that is going to change people. And it's the main thing that it's like, that's what is going to help you, uh, like relax at the end of the day.
Oh yeah.
Man, you know what? I did my part. I did whatever I can do.
Yep.
I can sleep. I take care of as many people as I can, and positively. Like you can always help people out with. If you sell dope, yeah, you can help them out by giving them dope. Yeah, you help somebody out.
Yeah.
But you can also give somebody knowledge, and you can also give somebody just encouragement. That's one of those things that just sometimes that encouragement, those kind words can go a long way, especially for kids, man. That's the thing. Like I just became a new father for the first of the month, and then we're gonna have then another child's coming on the way soon too in June. So it's like we're gonna have more kids. They're gonna be raised together, and then as kids, I worry about bullying, about them being bullied and stuff like that. So we do gotta monitor. Uh, make sure that we pay attention to what our kids are doing in school. Just don't let them. They're always on their iPads and stuff like that. We gotta make sure we monetize what they're watching. Their friends. You never know. Maybe they could have a little badass friend that is trying to get him to do shit because that little kid is sad and so, or he doesn't have a family, or he doesn't have this, or he doesn't have that, or he doesn't have any guidance. So he's like, hey, come over here. They always say misery loves company. It's one of those things. We gotta watch out where our kids are hanging out.
Funny thing you said that because I remember somebody was always saying, man, hanging out with me, I was always a troublemaker and this and that, but take me out of the picture, and they got in some more trouble when I wasn't there. And they're like, oh no, it wasn't you, it was actually somebody else, but we thought it was you. And I'm like, no, that's not.
It's all right. It's just like when people pointing fingers, and people pointing fingers, they don't realize we got three fingers pointing back at us. So it's one of those things we have to always stay in our lane and know when to actually speak up and stuff like that. So it's crazy world we're living in.
Yeah, it's real crazy. The things that are happening now. A lot of things are different. Back then we had discipline. I remember I got paddled in school.
Yeah, get your ass home once the street lights come on.
A lot of things are different now.
The Oscars recently with Will Smith and Chris Rock, he just recently got banned from the Oscars for 10 years. So the next time he's not going to be eligible to attend is going to be when he's like 63 or something like that.
If he's not eligible to attend, it doesn't mean that he's not eligible
to win, right? Nominated, yeah. So that'd be cool. I'm sure he's probably still going to win. But on that, I know you were talking about this a little bit on your podcast, What You Ask podcast. Y'all make sure y'all like What You Ask podcast. You're on everywhere, right?
Yes,
everywhere. Just Google it. What You Ask
podcast. A lot of shows are on pause. A lot of movies. There's
a Netflix
might
one.
Not get nominated.
Yeah. He might direct his own damn movie. But there's always a way. But me personally, with that situation, I think they were, Chris Rock was just doing his job. I don't know if that was a joke that he wrote himself or if he was giving it. So he was just the messenger. He was at the wrong place, the wrong time. And Will Smith, just there's always that line. So even like him being a mega superstar, both worlds, the music and with the movies and shows, as human beings, we're still gonna act a certain way. On the spot, and that was live. So it's like anything can happen.
But you have to realize, was it because it was on the spot? Different situation, different person, would it happen?
Yeah, I have no idea. I think if The Rock was the one that said same jokes.
You also gotta realize too, they've had stuff against each other for a minute. Chris Rock has said another joke at Oscars,
which was a long time ago, right?
When they were boycotting the Oscars.
Yeah.
So this is not the first joke he has said. So I think it's built up. And then also not just with Chris Rock, but with what Chris Rock said, all the stuff throughout the years that Will Smith has been going through. We don't always have the straw that breaks the camel's back. That was the last straw.
That was the last straw.
I'm not saying what he did was right.
Yeah.
Well, the place he did it.
That's what I think.
He wanted to hit somebody, but I don't feel like I don't feel like all the angles was 100% towards Chris Rock. It was for everybody.
Yeah. I think if it was like the Source Awards or some shit, then maybe that'll be cool. not even. But
that's why the Source Awards got shut down.
I know it's like, but you know how like they're like, okay, that's the type of like attitude that people are like,
oh yeah. But we always blaming Will Smith, but we gotta also blame Jada. Jada don't uplift her man.
Yeah,
She's
because that
the
look,
cause of
that look.
She's the cause of all the stuff that Will Smith's been going through.
He wouldn't be in that situation if it wouldn't have been brought upon.
God bless you, Will Smith. We're gonna get Will Smith live in the Bone Zone.
You might not remember it.
Somebody tag Will Smith. We're gonna tag Will Smith, but it's one of those things where, like, you know, you're supposed to always uplift, like you said, and be there for your significant other.
Not talk about him in the media.
Yeah, and then that look that Jada gave Will, it was like a oh, what would Tupac do? Look, that's
it
what,
was, and then it's crazy because like an old interview surfaced where she mentioned that she didn't want to marry him, that her mom made her marry him. And then there's another, then a meme popped out today talking about that's why Tupac faked his death to get away from Jada.
Oh shit, that's crazy. Yeah,
you never know.
There's a guy on man, I don't remember his name on YouTube, but he's saying that he kind of similar to Tupac and stuff, but I don't remember his name. Yeah,
I've seen him on TikTok talking about I'm alive, I've been here.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I'm like, you don't sound like Tupac. Usually your voice stays the same. He's similar facial features and stuff like that, but
there's another man on TikTok that looks similar to not Busy Bone. Which one is that? There's two light skinned ones.
Russ. Oh,
talking about from Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Oh, Lazy Bone.
Is it no? It is Busy Bone. It's Busy Bone. Busy. He looks like Busy, so you're always claiming that he's like Busy's brother
or like number one fan and stuff like that.
Or lost cousin. I'm like, you're not.
Second cousin. Yeah. Man, besides music and boxing and your brand, you're gonna continue to build. You're gonna have a bunch of things, bunch of empires, and you're gonna have people working for you, working with you. And it's mainly about being able to create a brand and be your own boss. You know, I'm a third generation river rat. I've been waiting tables for the past 20 years. I recently quit my job at Big South Resort to pursue all this stuff, but I'm like, damn, you know what? I should have not quit my job. So it's like one of those things where we are gonna have to go back to that 9 to 5, and we're gonna change the schedule when we do these lives and stuff like that. But we always find a way to get things done, right?
Yeah.
You know, they say there's a will, there's a way, there's more than one way to skin a cat, all that good stuff. What would you say is one of your main catchphrases or something that always sticks to you in your head?
Keep yourself relevant. A lot of people start the grind, get tired of the grind in the middle of the race. Remember Nipsey also said it's not a race, it's a marathon.
Yep.
People sitting here and lose focus of what they're doing because they're losing money or they're losing time or something bad happens, as in losing a family member or losing somebody close. You gotta realize, man, whenever you sit here and you set a goal for yourself, there's gonna be L's that you have to take in between that. And you could take them as losses or life lessons. Depends on how you want to do the L. You want to capitalize it or you want to leave it lowercase.
Yeah,
it's up to you. You know, and that's something that I've taken a lot of losses in my life. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people are surprised I'm not back in prison. I'm not back selling drugs. I'm not out
on the ground
banging. Yeah, stuff like that. You know, and a lot of people are surprised at that. You know, and then like they sit here and they don't understand that it took a lot for me to get here. It took a lot of people sitting here conversating with me. And I've had conversations with people that people would never understand. One thing that somebody very very famous told me was, man, whenever I was in prison, they were like, hey, man, you know how to rap? Yeah, freestyle. I was like, man, nah, I'm good. They're like, yeah. And they would tell me, man, you're right. Don't give anything for free. Everything costs. Your time costs. Everything costs money. You don't believe me? Right now, you're in prison and they're getting paid for it. They're paying to hold you in here. Your time that you're doing for these people, they're getting paid for. I used to sew army fatigue pants for 30 cents an hour. 30 cents an hour. I used to work on the whole squad in TDC for free. The only thing that I look forward to after whole squad was getting my fried chicken on Thursday. That was the only thing I had to look forward to. I've ran numbers just like Las Vegas in prison. I've always done my hustles. I've always figured out how to get things done.
Nice.
A lot of people don't understand, man.
Get to the racks.
A lot of these people don't understand, man, that I sit here and people will tell you I can get pretty much anywhere. I'm a big guy, but you'll see me slide between the cracks. The other day at Ruru's fight, man, I got kicked out of the dressing room a couple of times by the commissioner of boxing. I wasn't supposed to be there, but they were like, "How the hell did you keep on getting in here?" I was like, "That's how it works."
Find a way, huh?
Yeah, I always figure out how to. You have to sit here and focus, man.
Don't get frustrated.
Yeah, don't lose focus. Focus is something that you sit here and have to have, man. Because if you're not focusing, then you're never going to accomplish anything. You're never going to get anywhere. That's the biggest thing, man. Never lose focus. Always stay consistent. Be relevant. You don't believe me? I'm sitting here. This is what, my 5th week out. I've been going to Low Car Show, boxing event after boxing event.
Promoting.
Going. I have business cards that I sit here and I hand out, and I order them constantly, man, because people are gonna understand. They're gonna sit here and they're like, man, I know that dude. I remember when that dude was doing this. That's my thing. I'm gonna be consistent.
Networking, bunch of networking.
Always network. I've worked with La Conecta. I was with La Conecta at one point whenever we were hustling air fresheners hand by hand at La Conecta car show in Houston. I was there with Bum, man, and we were hustling them hand by hand, and now he's in stores, and now he has his own podcast. He has shirts, license plates, he has all kinds of things, and I remember being there with him, and whenever it first started, and he's a good person, man, that we have that supports our brand, and sponsors our boxing, man, but he's consistent with it.
Yeah.
And people like that are consistent. If you don't believe me, man, look at Khalid's been out of the game, hasn't got no music lately, and now he's back consistent because he did one show, another show, and he's consistently
and I think
in
they added him to the Westmore.
Yeah.
They added him to that show, and I think they were in Austin or something like that.
Yeah, man, you always got to put your face out there. You always got to be in front of them. Like, man, you again? Yeah, again. Me again. You're gonna get tired of me.
I've been trying to get him here in the BoneZone as well. I want to get him to sign that frame that I made for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am gonna make you a frame as well too.
Oh, that's
everybody.
I actually have a frame in my room, man. Made for Full Deck.
Yeah.
It has both the albums that we dropped and everything. Like, it's crazy, man. I look at it all the time, man. Those are my boys. They're always family. If anybody ever from Full Deck ever needs anything, man,
nice. Do you mind if we get into a little bit of this, get the racks?
Yeah, go for it.
We usually play music this one. We didn't play much, but it's all good. All right, get the racks. While we do a little back, and we'll close it out right now after this song. I was like, it's okay. People that watch my podcast, that's what they do anyway. They always. I know, and I have all these lights on too.
I know, but this is cool.
No, I know.
It sounds nice. It's like almost noon.
I'm still learning.
It's outside from noon.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, our fiesta.
Well, this Gobi is doing an event. They had there's over there at the food truck part up for Austin Island. They have a little food truck there.
Yeah.
So it was out there. Yeah, they had a DJ battle. They had a performance. A lot of vendors up there.
Networking.
Yeah, a lot of networking. What days do you normally go down?
I do like three shows a day. I do a 2:10 live, which is a 2:10 in the afternoon, and then I do if I have a special guest, I do the evening, and then I do the midnight, each mind right at midnight. So I try to do 3 a day, and then just
every day.
Yes, every day, just have content, and not just like throw stuff out there, but we talk about different things, and then if people were like, the one day I was putting my number on the thing, and then they were calling me in about. And I pretend that this phone was working and all that stuff. So I get a little comedical and stuff like that with it because I watch a bunch of, trust me, I watch your show. I do, and then other podcasts. a radioactive podcast. They won a podcast of the year in the city of San Antonio, and that's stuff that us we always strive to want to achieve and stuff like that. So that's something that one day we may not ever get to that level, but we're gonna shoot to most definitely get there. My good sir, I do appreciate you very much for being on. Ben the Monster live in the Bone Zone. And then, of course, thank you for bringing Baby Blue Diamond, DJ Baby Blue Diamond. I'm going to continue to support more, especially now that you came here. I'm like, oh, man, because I'm still starstruck with both of you guys. And it's one of those things that it doesn't, even though this is like a job, you still get that whole fan part in you. You're like, oh, man, especially if it's somebody that you've been watching for a while, and then like,
I get that all the time.
Like you, I met you because I was trying to get a hold of the Gorilla Drinks, and we started conversating and stuff like that. And then I saw you a few times at the little car show. Hey, what's up? And then you're like, man, let's do the episode. And it's really fun, especially just getting to talk to somebody, and then just the whole conversation is what's worth it, and it's really fun because. I don't know who's gonna be on here next. Well, I actually do know who's gonna be on here next, but it's like one of those things. You never know. Somebody might see this show, and then somebody else will be like, "Man, you know what?
Yeah,
we said something that this person wants to be on there now." Granted, yes, this is a little homemade thing. I call it my little hole in the wall podcast. But it's fun. It's fun doing and growing on a daily basis. It's really good. But Ben the Monster, I do very much appreciate you very much. We're gonna go ahead and hit him with that Deuce apple juice. I really want a juice as an apple juice. Deuce apple juice. They were like, but it's a bunch of things. So guys, I do appreciate y'all. Everything that your social media, it is all Ben the Monster.
All
Ben the Monster. You have
everywhere.
TikTok. You have a TikTok,
TikTok, everything.
Snapchat.
Ben the Monster, everything. Team Ruru, Team Snap on Facebook. That's where you can find the latest fights, interviews, and everything with them. Dope Pusher Movement. Clothing line is a Double Cup Benny. Man, I'll be everywhere. If you don't see me, I'll see you. That's how it runs. Because it's been the monster. I've been doing this. I've been in this game, and I'm gonna forever be in this game.
Yeah. Appreciate you, and of course you as well, Miss DJ Baby Blue Diamond, live in the Bone Zone. Man, that's I don't mind marking out because it's all right. I'm a huge wrestling nerd. I love Both Thugs and Harmony. They changed my life, both of those things, and it's really fun.
You keep me out of trouble sometimes.
Yeah, that's good, and then hopefully you keep her out of trouble as well.
She's a very good friend.
Yeah, nice. I do appreciate you very much, DJ Baby Blue Diamond, right there. That's so awesome to having a co-host on from another podcast, which is What You Ask podcast. I believe one of the first times that I saw your podcast was with one of the Gorilla Drank episodes.
Oh, Hypnotic.
Oh yeah, the Hypnotic, yeah. And then Troy was also on that one as well. So that was one, and I do like it on Facebook and on Spotify. So every time I get an episode, everything I have to.
You have Yoda signed that?
Yeah. Everything that's on my walls is signed. Everything that Tina Turner is signed, Christina Aguilera, Bone Thugs, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre.
I have Yoda on the way right now.
Yeah.
He'll be here in a few minutes.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's been here before, so he probably knows.
Pull up.
Yeah.
Oh, for some drinks?
No, for the
Yeah, we need some of those. But guys, we're gonna go ahead and hit you with that Deuce apple juice. Much love, guys. Appreciate y'all very much. Thank you. I still get so freaking like.
You end it. You gotta press end.
Oh yeah.